This is 121,000 feet. Balloon footage, and looking further than the clouds, above the clouds, further than the clouds have become so far away. Often it appears to be one line across here, a solid white line, and then after that, if you call that a layer of atmosphere, then you're looking into that layer of atmosphere where there are no more clouds. Because why should there be clouds out there the same as what we have here? There are other lands and other oceans, and they are not going to have the same kind of clouds as what we have. If you have clouds of oceans of fresh water, oceans of yogurt, oceans of milk, oceans of liquor, I mean a ocean of each of those, and different lands that are not meant to be inhabited on, then they will not be meant to be rained on, and not meant to have clouds on. Why would Krishna, the creator of flat earth, allow all our chemtrails and pollution and mess to go over these other areas which are not meant to be inhabited on? And so in that sense, there is very likely to be something keeping us in here, because we are rascals. We are not prepared to do what they are doing out there just before the golden land, where there is inhabited land, where they are learning to go back to Godhead. They have also they have fresh water, whereas we have salt water, and the other side of them they have gold. So they have no also learning. I should imagine, that gold is no big goal in life. Money is no goal in life when it's all over the place. And there's no ocean in between the inhabited land and the golden land, so they must be able to see it all, I would have thought, and therefore know, well, this is common as sand on the beach. It's not a goal of life. That's big mistake that people make with their lives. That's illusion for you. That collecting metal and money is somehow the goal of life. So we shouldn't expect to see clouds any further than there, and we don't. And we see also this golden line. It doesn't show up on the footage that I'm taking, but it does on this original footage. Now, what is that? If that's a layer of atmosphere, if that's... what is it? Because I will say that is the Golden Land, and that is the Loka mountain. And not even... what was I going to say? Not even, I don't know. Beyond that even is this very thick black line, and it's just all too much of a coincidence to be exactly how the Veda describes it all. All these oceans going out, and different lands and different oceans forming these different layers, and at the very last, a billion miles of darkness because of the Loka mountain blocks out the sunlight from the sun, and yet it's all there, the dark layer. And then of course you've got the universal covering, the covering of the universe, whatever. Wow, it's just mind-blowing. That is the entire flat earth, and I'd be interested in other people's views. I know there can be a lot of different views, but the eyes only see what the mind can comprehend. If you don't know about the Veda, and you don't know about what's out there, then of course you're going to say something else and click the dislike button. I'm glad that those people clicked that, because it shows that I'm showing something that took their ball away for them. And yeah, this is awesome footage. I looked at other footage, I've looked around, and none of them is as good as this. I don't like the camera lens that they were using, because it actually does bend up and down and all that kind of thing. And obviously they were trying to get, I should imagine, a wider angle as possible on it. And when you do that, you will get the horizon bending as it goes to the top of the camera, the top of the lens screen, and the bottom of the lens, it bends the other way. And that will happen on any camera. It happens on this one. I've tested it. You put it on to zoom all the way out, and you're on a wide angle view, and look at the horizon, and it'll bend when it gets to the top of the screen and the bottom. So what I would like to see in the future is somebody sending a balloon up like this and not concentrating on how wide a view they can get, but because we know that the Earth is flat, and we don't have to wait for these globe heads to catch up. Plus, what we need to do is go ahead and zoom right in on this horizon. So you need this camera setting. Either it's able to zoom in remote control, or it's ready set to zoom in on that horizon, and not to have all this bendy stuff going on. That's what we need to look at. That's how far the flat Earth goes. It's not an infinite plane. It couldn't possibly be infinite. Nothing goes on forever. Nothing lasts, just like nothing lasts forever in the material world. Everything is temporary. So how could it possibly go on and on and on forever? That would just be so that it does have a limit, and we're looking at it right now. And that black line, for the time being anyway, I am convinced that what we're looking at there is the dark land that doesn't receive any sun. It's 1 billion miles, and we can still see it behind this. I mean, if you could see this golden line I'm looking at here, it's awesome. It's just what exactly is that, Can somebody explain what that is, other than, I mean, it wasn't until I saw this footage that I went, open my eyes, because all the other footage is a little bit blurred, and but what are you looking at, If this is a flat Earth, and you're, what are you looking at there? Why are these layers of blue and that? And some of them, they really do look like land. I mean, they are like dark layers. Why would they be there? This is the universal covering out here, going over our heads. You need to look at the Vedic chart video that I did, Flat Earth Vedic charts, and you need to look at this original footage. It is awesome. It's the best I've found. I can't find the original either, because they're not putting where the original link is. They're calling it this and that, but they're not saying, original footage source here. And then at the end of this footage, the sun comes out. I might leave that running for a bit. You can actually see, it makes it clear a little bit, messes about with what the camera can actually pick up. I don't think it helps much at all. wow, but in a way it does. It's like you can see even further. It looks even more like land out here. When this sun comes out, it's just like you can see more layers again. Kind of thing. Oh, wow, it just looks like, like you're looking across oceans and oceans. And over here, look at that land. Oh, wow, I can't stop looking at this footage. And somebody better stop me and say, no, it's not this. No. This is awesome. That is, I just can't see what else it is for the time being, unless you can explain to me. I can definitely see a dark, thick line here, which is much darker than what's above. What would cause this golden line if it wasn't a golden land? And that golden land would most likely light up them. It would reflect a kind of golden light up into the mountains, because the sun is before it, in between here. And so you would get this golden line effect there. And then when you're looking at this footage, you can actually see it looks like land. I mean, we're so familiar with it now, looking at flat Earth, looking at lands out into the ocean. And this looks very much like that. So we shouldn't expect to see clouds out there, and therefore so we should be able to expect to see through it. Why should there be layers of atmosphere? Why should this be some kind of effect that the camera is making? Why should it be? It's there because it's there. Underneath this camera, the little piggy cam, is Jambudweep, or Jambudweep, and within Jambudweepa there are 7 tracts of land. So below this camera here, there are 6 other tracts of land about the same size as ours that we don't know of, and they're all surrounding Mount Meru. So as we're looking down here, this is just the land that we know of. So just think what else is out there, not even out there, but right up close as our neighbours. We are one of 7 tracts of land around Mount Meru. Which make up Jambudweepa. And then there are all these other islands and oceans. And that's incredible as well. That's what we've got to, this is the whole point of Flat Earth to me now. Is to we can know Krishna as the absolute truth by his perfect philosophy and by practicing the meditation that he tells us to. We can see that we get the results. So why shouldn't we get the results with other things that he is telling us? He never asks for belief, so if you don't ask any of this, if you don't believe any of this, then you don't need to believe any of this. What you need to do is to do what Krishna says, and then you can see that it makes sense, and then you can understand how God would work, and why he would do things this way, and why he does things other ways, and why it's all fair for people to be suffering, and so on. And no pious God would do it any other way. People cannot get away with making animals suffer. Why should they? And they're doing it on a daily basis. especially now with Christmas coming up. Even though Christ said, thou shalt not kill, they celebrate his birthday by killing even more. For their Christmas dinners. And they won't get away with it. And they'll sit there and they'll pray, and their Bible is telling them that God is not listening to the prayers of animal killers. I think that's Isaiah 1:15. Isaiah 1:15, and they're just killing. So these are not true Christians. These Christians aren't going to be doing flat earth any good whatsoever. The whole world, in fact. They're demonic meat eaters. They're not practicing Christianity. They're practicing Christ insanity. And they go into these flat earth conferences and standing up there. It's a joke. I tried to tell them all about this. They wouldn't listen. So you got that Robbie Davison or whatever. He's just making a joke. That is not Christianity. That is killing, even on Christmas Day. So things have got to change in flat earth if you're going to get anywhere. You're going absolutely nowhere. We can prove that the material life that you're living is impossible, and with Krishna's perfect philosophy. And we can also prove that you just want to carry on living in a rascaldom if you're not following Krishna consciousness. You're living in a rascaldom now, and you want to carry on in a rascaldom. You'll vote for a rascaldom. You'll keep on killing the animals, and you'll keep on having bad karma. Nobody can escape those laws of karma, and why should they? Unless they're prepared to do what Krishna wants them to do, and stop doing these demonic things like killing animals, hanging them upside down, splitting them open, and thinking that's godly and some way to celebrate a religious celebration with. So I've tried to put out this message long enough now, and they're never ever going to listen. And that's what Krishna says. These people are of no use to them, no use to him whatsoever. And as far as he's concerned, they may as well be dead already. And so he calls them the living dead. Describes them as the living dead because they are of no use to him whatsoever. So as far as he's concerned, they may as well be dead already. And that's exactly how it is for the world. You can be a flat earther, you can be a vegan, but if you're no use to Krishna, then you're no use to the world whatsoever. So you may as well be dead already. Do you get it? And so if that's the way it is the way it is, not if. So if you want to carry on like you are, then Krishna can stop you. Because Krishna is the controller, and the life that you are living at the moment will destroy you anyway. As we can see, it's destroying you with chemtrails, it's destroying you with wars, fires, whether they be directed energy weapons or not. Nothing moves without the sanction of Krishna. So, all these things that are destroying you are all because of your bad karma. You can't say, oh no, it's not karma, it's directed energy weapons. No, it doesn't work like that. And directed energy weapons are there because of your bad karma. Floods, fires, earthquakes, hurricanes, tsunamis, pollution, fracking, chemtrails, fluoride in the water, even chlorine in the water, you name it, you're getting it. You're getting a hard, tough time because you won't listen to Krishna. That's your karma. You're getting what you deserve. And you really do deserve it, because you should look at these slaughterhouses and what you've done and what you're responsible for, what you've taken part in. oh, but it wasn't me, they'll be saying, I never killed an animal. Well, you're responsible for it because you're paying for that to be done, because you pay for your meat and you eat it and you're getting involved in it even if you didn't pay for it. So that's the way the world is, that's the way the flat earth is, and that's what you've got to face up to. So just think how far behind these globers are. So think yourself fortunate that you got the opportunity to advance from flat earth to the highest consciousness. Think, it's got to be consciousness that's going to change this world, isn't it? It's, voting for Mr. So-and-so is not going to do it, is it? It's the population rising in a level of consciousness, developing their own personal consciousness to whatever level. It's that development of consciousness that will change the world. Because without that, you carry on as you were, in a low level of consciousness, not being conscious of God and His laws, and so you keep on breaking them. You want to break them. You don't want to be conscious of God because you don't want to obey Him. You don't want to surrender. You want to carry on living the way you're living and trying to be the controller. Control other people, get them to work under you, manipulate the animals, take their lives away from them, lives which aren't yours. You're living in a rascaldom. It's a flat earth rascaldom, it's a globe earth rascaldom. Either way, whatever side you're on, you're materialists and you're demonic and you're living in a rascaldom, and you're not going to make it any better just by however many flat earth conferences you have, unless you start to include Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.